There's a lot of theories on numerology, how it started, where it began. A lot of people, have only heard of the name Pythagoras in numerology, but not too many people have heard of the name Maharishi Parashara and Swami Vyas, because numerology, it was actually also started, and this is just, these historical theories that numerology actually existed in India for the past 4,000 or 5,000 years. And the reason why we can tell this is because an Indian method of numerology, that they gave assigned planets to the numbers. So in numerology, there's numbers 1 through 9, and each number 1 through 9 is equivalent to a certain planet. So 1 is represented by the sun, number 2 is represented by the moon, number 3 represented by Jupiter, number 4 by North Node Rahu, which is also is a mythological planet in Hindu astrology, but in Western astrology they also use Uranus for number 4. Number 5 is Mercury, number 6 is Venus, number 7 is the south node of the moon, Ketu, or in Western they also use Neptune, but number 7 also has a core ruler, which is the moon. So number 7 is a very mystical number here, and that's why they call it the most spiritual number. Number 8 is Saturn, and number 9 is Mars. And in Western side, they have given number 5 to Uranus and number 7 to Neptune, which is also, you can go with that as well. And also the number 7 is also has a core ruler moon. So 2 and 7 are also ruled by moon. Okay, so these are some of the analysis that I found in the Indian side of numerology versus the American. But these are your 9 numbers. Now, how do you find your life path, which is your most important number according to the Western side of astrology, is you add up all your numbers. You add up your birth dates. Okay, so if you're born on January 1st, 1980, you add 1. So your date of birth is 1/1/1980. Okay, so you add all those numbers up. So you add the day, the month, which is 1 and 1, that equals to 2. Then 1980 plus 2, that's 1982. Now you're going to be subtracting that also to another calculation, and that's going to be equal to 2. So 1982, if you add all of those up, it's going to come to 20. You take out the 0, that's 2. Okay, so because you then still do 2 plus 0, they say that, but look, you just gotta do the short form. So this person is life path 2. And then you go into, what does this number represent? These people, since this number is ruled by moon, these people are emotional, these people are caring, they're very motherly, they're artistic. They also have a problem with sleeping too. That's another thing. They kind of sleep deprived. And also number 2 is a very spiritual number, like the number 11. So, and also in numerology there are master numbers, like number 11, number 22, 33, 44. I think I've rarely seen 44. I usually see 11 and 22. Okay, so 11 is more of a spiritual master number, 22 is more of a material master number. Okay, so these are the basic education of numerology. But in my opinion, the day you're born is far more important than your life path, because after looking at my own numerology and the people around me and all the other people that I used to look at for numerology readings, the day of birth describes them more than the life path. And the life path also describes you, but as far as the career is concerned, what you should do with your life or how you should be, I think that is represented more with the day of birth than in the life path. So now let's talk about what each number means in numerology. Number 1, which is represented by the sun, has the personality of the sun. Very egoistic, very managerial type of person, wants to take charge, has a lot of vital energy within them. This person can be a good executive. This person can be a business person. They can shine in the government industry. Number 2, the moon people, they can be very sensitive. They can be very emotional, like I said. They make very good actors. Mostly, majority of the Hollywood and Bollywood and Chinese industry actors, the big ones, are ruled by number 2 or number 7, because they can express themselves, emotionally. And number 2 make good nurses. They go into good medical field because moon is about nurturing. Number 3, Jupiter, finance, accounting. They also make good writers. Number 3. Number three is actually more of a entertainment and act. This number can also be of some actor, some artist, okay, especially a comedian. So that's number 3, Jupiter. By dealing with finances, but also communication, like writing, like I said, writing or media industry. Number 4, Rahu, okay, which is the North Node. Okay, this is something I know more of on the Indian side than in the American, but it's a similar thing. See, that's the beauty of it. Number 4 are more stable people. They're very they're very business oriented. They do everything by the order. They don't just go out there and do things. They need a team. They're very good organizers. They need to go through the steps. The person who gets his bachelor's degree, his MBA, and goes out and gets his proper raises, gets a family. Those are number 4 usually. Number 5, make good accountants. They are very good in mathematics. They make good teachers. Number 5 can also be addicted to certain things, like to alcohol and drugs. Not necessarily a party person, but number 5, they just have a very outgoing personality. They're very social people. Number 6, ruled by Venus. Now you may think this is like a Venus extravagant, lucrative, and film industry and media and modeling and fashion. No, it's actually more about the home. People, number 6 people love to have a beautiful home. They like to be homely. They like to nurture things at their home. So Venus kind of plays a different role in numerology for number 6. Although you can have there are a lot of people with a 6 energy in the media industry, but it's more considered. They'll have more of that homely energy than being the entertainer. They'll have some other number taking over that thing. Number 7 people, spiritual, mystics, writers, good science fiction writers, good spiritual healers, and they're also somebody who likes to work alone. They don't like to work in a team. They excel being alone, and they should be. And so this is why when you follow the numerological path, you do well, because and plus your mindset is what it is because the day you were born. So the number 7 or life path 7 people are more of just loners. They love being alone, and they're very emotional. They're very secretive. They're very private, and they also make very good artists because of their emotional nature, emotional spiritual nature. Okay, number 8, Saturn, big business, money. These people love being in charge. They love being the CEOs. They love getting status. Most number 8 get qualifications that are like just for the status, just for show. Hey, I have a master's degree from Harvard. I got a PhD from here. I got this award, that award. They're all about just power. They want to just control everything, be the center of attention. They can make good directors and producers in the film industry. They also make good executives, like I said. Number 9 people are more like hospitality type of people. They usually love to open up a hotel or a hospital. They go into nursing. They go into all sorts of businesses where you take care of people, opening up non-profit organizations, things like that. Now in numerology, there's 3 groups of people that go under 3 different categories of numbers. Numbers 1, 5, and 7 go into one category. Number 2, 4, and 8 go into one category, and number 3, 6, and 9 go into one category. 1, 5, and 7 are loners. They love working alone. They love being their own boss. They love to just be at their own time and space to get their work done. Okay. Number 2, 4, and 8 are more of business type people. they like to be their own boss, just like number one. Okay, they like doing their own thing, but at the same time, they like to work in a group setting. They like to manage people. They like to take care of and be in charge and be the leader. Okay, 3, 6, and 9, very social people. Not necessarily entertainment industry, but they can be just social media. They can be PRs. They can, when you run a hospital, when you run any kind of nursing home, you run a party management business, you have to learn people. You have to learn. You have to interact with people, network with people. So they're very social. So it doesn't necessarily come into media, but comes into just party type of scene. So these 3 groups, and that does not mean that these people are not going to be able to do something else, not going to be able to be alone. You have to understand the life path might be in a different number, the date of birth might be a different number, their name energy might be a different number. So if they have all these 3 within them, at some point they might be alone, at some point they might be social, at some point they might be very media savvy. So it's a mixture of things that you gotta know, but these are the 3 groups, okay, that you have to know. They have their own little niche. Now let's talk about the most important part, the secrets of numerology. Why is it that the Hindu Vedic astrology is different, and numerology is different than the Western one? Because the Indian numerology actually has remedies. So if you have a bad matching pair of numbers, okay, in your life path or what name, vibration, or your day you were born, and these are not matching, there's a way to neutralize that energy, okay? And you might think it's changing of the name in numerology, or do your name change vibration? Well, guess what? The name change vibration, changing the name doesn't do anything at all, okay? Only when you do something with that name, something happens. So if you change your name, okay, from JHON to JHONN, okay, according to some numerologists, doesn't mean that things are going to start changing, because remember, you have that 40, 50 year energy built within you, no matter how old you are, 20, 30, so 20 years of that name energy built in you. You think it's just going to go away because you legalize a document? No. You're going to have to write that name on the paper, depending upon what number you are, what day you were born. That's how many times you have to write that number every day, with a certain color of pen, with certain ink of pen. So these are some of the remedies, including gem therapy, that goes with these things. Okay, so this is why it's important to know the true numerology. And I've written about all this in my book, Astrology at the Speed of Light, the link to which is below. And within this, I've written all these basic scenarios of numerology, but also the secrets of these numerology. Because just because you change your name, or like I said, it's not going to do that. And also the color association with a number, like number 1 is red, number 2 is white, number 3 is yellow, 4 is brown, 5 is green, 6 is white, 7 is light green, 8 is dark blue, 9 is orange. So all these color vibrations also come into either increasing energy of certain number, decreasing certain energy of certain number, and this is why you got to know what to do. And this is where gems come into play. So you wear certain gems to neutralize that numerology number vibration. But how important is numerology compared to astrology, where planets are ruling certain houses? It's not that important, because your main thing is your astrological chart. The details that you can see in your Vedic astrology chart, you will not be able to see in numerology. You cannot just guess anybody's life from numerology. You have to look at their planets in the chart. But numerology has a significance on affecting other people. Okay, so if you do some things on certain days, you sign a contract, people release their movies on certain days, people do certain rituals on certain days. And this also comes into play, the whole Illuminati in Washington, D.C. In Washington, D.C., everything is synchronized. Everything is dated according to numerology, because it's going to affect them and the person that they're dealing with, whether it's the American people or some other country. So this is where numerology comes into play. It affects your immediate life. It doesn't tell about your past or future. It's about how you influence your immediate life in numerology. Again, so thank you very much. Check out the link below, and don't forget to subscribe.